Okay.
The question is about I was just reading about the Jackson County Library issue. What is it, 15122?
Yes.
What can you
15, yeah, I think something like that.
Well,
120?
yes, I am definitely going to vote for it. I've always been a supporter of the library system. This kind of goes back to, I don't want to go too long in the answer, but we've changed our revenue system. When Sal was talking about being on the committee and trying to figure out how revenue for the state would work, we passed several laws in the 1990s, measures 5, 47, and 50. We passed those on the ballot. They did some good things, but in my view, they did many
Worst thing
things
we ever
that put us in a bad position. Libraries are one area, and the extension services as well, which are also on the ballot. Those used to be dedicated funds that the voters of Jackson County had voted for. We said, we're going to pay for our libraries in this manner. When we passed those ballot measures statewide, measures 5, 47, 50, it changed it so that the county no longer had to accept those dollars for the libraries. They could use them for anything they wanted to. And because of budget shortfalls, the county has said, well, we can't fund the libraries. So now we're coming back with a vote that says, okay, we're gonna go back to having basically dedicated funding for the libraries, which is why I support it. I know that it's a hardship. I think they tried to make it so it's not too expensive for people, but that's something people are gonna have to judge whether they feel it's too expensive for them or not. I think that the proponents tried to keep it down to a point so it doesn't add too much to your property tax bill. If I remember correctly, for a kind of average house, it might add like $120 a year, something like that. And then
60 cents for every 1,000.
60 cents for every 1,000. Thank you. So I definitely support it because I really value libraries. My kids use the libraries a lot. I value them.
Thanks.
See, I disagree with Peter. I think that 5, 47, and 50 were the worst thing Oregon ever did.
I'm pretty much there. I'm pretty close.
Look at the effect it's had on education.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you the inequity in education. A sister, I won't say what county it is, but there's a sister county of ours.
Close by.
That's very close by. That never supported their schools. We in Jackson County supported our schools.
Yeah.
Our rate is $2 and something per 1,000. Their rate is 51 cents per 1,000.
Correct.
Then when 5, 47, and 50 came in, this was the equality kick. Everyone gets the same amount of money.
Yep.
So they pay less and get more. We pay more and get less.
That's correct.
The same thing with, the whole thing went. I just think it's awful. And I think that the fellow named Sizemore is the worst thing that ever happened to our state, but that's my opinion.
Well, and just to clarify that, because people don't often get this, but by doing what we did with those measures, the education, K-12 funding used to be mostly a local issue. K-12 got given to the state.
Right.
For the most part. And then kind of this promise, well, we'll figure out how to pay for higher education. It's been 20 years now, and we haven't been able to figure it out. So K-12 takes up about 40% of the state's budget now. And that means that those dollars have come from higher education. Public safety's grown a little bit, and healthcare definitely grew. We're trying to hold down those costs. But the reason that Oregon is 47th in the country in higher education funding, 47th, the reason is because of those measures, which forced the state to take on the majority of K-12 funding as well. So South says the worst thing to happen in the state. I would have to agree, if not the worst, if at least one of the worst.
That's awful. Ask ourselves one real, and Peter and I kind of go round and round on this, although he kind of tongue in cheek, is why do we have 10 superintendents in Jackson County when you can go across this county in an hour and 15 minutes on a bad day? Another school in his district, I won't mention it, but it's not even necessary, but yet we keep it open. Because those kids, once they get to a certain age, they go to a different school anyway. So there's a bus going down every day, back and forth. So those are the kinds of things we need to clean up. We ended up, myself and Representative Comp, took us 4 years to get it, but we asked a real simple thing of the Department of Ed. What you think, they could have printed it out and handed it to us. We wanted to see federal funding, all local funding, and all state funding for schools. Now, how tough is that? Well, it took us 4 years to get that. But the first thing you opened up, and what was very glaring, was and I can't remember the school district, it was one in Eastern Oregon, where we'd sent them $93,000.
For how many students, Phil?
They didn't have any. And they spent $87,000 for 0 students. Then another one's 30 miles outside of Burns, which you could go back and forth to Burns every day with 30 miles. We were giving them $210,000 for 3 students. Now, we could have sent those kids to Oxford and saved money. So those are the kind of things we need to look at. But that's the way it is. We have 190 some districts in the state of Oregon. Then you have the ESD, so we're about, what, 218? Something like that. So that's a lot of school districts. You know how many they have in Hawaii? 1. And tell me they have logistic problems compared to us. So we could improve.